herbs in it that are known to countervail the effects of this garbage that's in our environment. And I personally also take Super Male Vitality. And people say, well, you've got Anthroplex, you've got Alpha Power, you've got Super Male. Which one do you like the best? They're all different formulas. They all affect things differently. Different people like them better. One person, here in the office, they're split between the three products. Some people like Super Male better than Alpha Power. Some people like Alpha Power better than Anthroplex. People like Anthroplex better than Alpha Power. And vice versa. So, we have a his and hers combo running right now at InfoWarsStore.com, where you can get Super Male Vitality and Super Female Vitality for 40% off to try it. We also are introducing Icarin. Again, natural concentrated herbs, milk thistle, N-acetylcysteine, organic alma fruit, organic, it just goes on and on, licorice root, organic artichoke leaf, and many more, known to flush out the kidneys and the liver that definitely need that help. It's 50% off out of the gates because I want you to try it and love it and see how amazing it is. But at $19.95, folks, leading competitors are similar formulas at $50, $60. Normally at $39, it's a good deal. This is an amazing deal. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, and a new special that's got to end very soon as well. All these specials are ending this week. Introducing the Infowars Life Daily Digestive Pack, 50% off on Flora Life, high quality, probiotic, 15 billion live and active strains, and Carnivore, the enzyme to help absorb fats and proteins better and healthier in your body. InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or 888-253-3139. It's your purchase of these products that make it all possible. So again, I want to thank you all for your support. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Please support our local affiliates as well. But it is so critical that with what's going on in the environment, take X2, the good halogen. They put the bad halogens in the water and in the food. It bioaccumulates. It fries your glands on record, lowers IQs, all the studies. Look it up yourself. And then you take real pure iodine that we've got from deep earth crystal sources. People are completely blown away by what it does. It is such a game changer. The weight loss, the energy, the stamina, it's crazy. But if you've already got thyroid issues and stuff, everybody should check with their physician before you take it. Even though you die without iodine, they've artificially keep lowering the rate they say you need. The government used to put a crappy form in the salt. Then they took it out because IQs had gone so low. Goiter was so bad across the country, especially in the Midwest because they're not eating seafood. Look that up yourself. 15 IQ boost within just a decade. So look it up. Yes, there's a conspiracy to make us dumb. Okay, I'm done talking about that, but it's very important. InfoWarsStore.com. 10 surprising facts about iodine. Absolutely. Iodized salt gave U.S. 10-year IQ boost, say researchers. See, I went from memory. And in a 10-year study, it went up 15 points on average. See if my memory serves, or that's the same study. There's so many of these. I'm not telling you a secret here. Say 15? 15 points. Boom. Boom. My memory served. How old's that article? 2013. And that was from the Centers for Disease Control. Because, see, they were having a discussion about whether they should put it back in the salt. But, we don't force medicate you. We're a free country. We just put hydrofluorosilicic acid, a acid-based, weaponized form of bad halogen, to make sure it fries everything and fries your adrenals and fries your reproductive systems. It's simply incredible. Okay, I'm going to stop ranting about it. Be sure and check out X2 today. Everybody should be checking out X2 at InfoWarsLife.com. Okay, let me do this. Let me just tell you what's going to come in the next segment because I've already been ranting here. There's so much to get to. House Democrats give Democrats help with winning the GOP strongholds. Conservatives who vow to stop spending, keep spending. We'll get to that. This is really important. I'll cover this when we come back first. Zombie bots are coming for lonely singles on Valentine's Day. And I talk a lot about this. Most of the bots, especially that target young people and leftists, according to Sean Parker, former head of Facebook, and others, most of your friends on Facebook and Twitter are fake if you're a leftist. That's the real bots. The Russians came and figured out how to do this. And it turned out that came out in congressional hearings. In 2016, Twitter came to the Russians, and I forget the amount, it was some huge amount, like 12 million. They said, why don't you spend this huge amount, and we'll push your stories, and we'll tell you what's trending, and we'll tell you what of your stories to push. And on there was Black Lives Matter, Second Amendment, not because it's a conspiracy, like Schiff says, That's in the contract that RT released. That's what they told them to push, and they signed a smaller contract. I forget the detail. I think it was a couple $100,000. The point is that the bots are Facebook, are Twitter, are YouTube. And they admit that most of the people in there are bots, and that they go and make leftists more depressed, make them more scared, try to keep them in longer, try to make them afraid to go out. And then they socially engineer them within those echo chambers. So that's coming up. It's so critical because other media will report on this, but just, those so-called sweethearts you think are reaching out to you, those things you think are actually Valentine's requests, they're not. There it is, how Twitter bots are recycling Cold War techniques to sow political division. Yeah, it's Twitter doing it at a scale unimaginable compared to, and see, they like little short things because the computers can come up with short things. That's why they started early with only a few characters, because people would know it was a bot if it got too long. Now the bots have gotten better, so they've massively increased the amount of the bots and how much they can write. Remember the CIA announced 7 years ago that they're going to start writing fake news with bots? Type that in. CIA to use computers to write articles. And then it says it's a bot. And you put in what the disinfo you want, and then it runs around saying it. And then they point at the Russians when Hillary and all the bots failed and got defeated by the American people. They point at Russia and say, that's where the bots came from. When the whole bot thing was a couple $100,000, we'll look it up during the break, of Twitter coming to them and saying, help us push you for election coverage advertising. All right, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Wired Magazine on screen, as I told you. Stay with us. These are the facts. As the Infowars family of listeners and viewers know, we are always researching and bringing you the very cutting edge of high-quality products. And that's especially true when it comes to nutraceuticals and supplements. We know that our modern environment is bombarding our guts with all sorts of toxins and heavy metals and pesticides, herbicides that basically kill the good flora. We have been working for several years with top researchers in the United States to bring you 3 new, top-of-the-line, affordable probiotics that are true game changers. Now, the first is a digestive enzyme that I'm extremely excited about. All of us know that if you eat a lot of meat and a lot of protein, and you don't chew it properly, sometimes there's buildup. It can even rot inside your guts, causing diverticulitis, you name it. You don't get the good micronutrients that are there as well. Well, Carnivore from Infowars Life, ladies and gentlemen, is the next level of digestive enzyme. And when you take it combined with the new Flora Life that I'm going to break down here in a moment, and also the everyday Flora Life maintenance, they synergistically work together. The globalists are bombarding our gut. They know it's the key to taking control of civilization and society. It is the true Trojan horse. And whether it's our new digestive enzyme, Carnivore, or whether it's the new Flora Life Advanced Restoration, or the Flora Life Everyday Maintenance, it is critical for you and your family to have healthy guts. And it is undoubted that there are serious benefits from proven high-quality probiotics. There are some similar formulas out there that are at least 3 times the cost of this. And people think because they're paying more, it must be the best. That's not my philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm bringing you something that is the very best from our deep research, working with top developers, scientists, and experts in the field at the lowest price. But whether you take 1, 2, or all 3, I have never experienced the type of energy and the type of digestive ease and the changes that I went through in the last few months going on this formula before we brought it to you. We believe from working with top experts in the United States that we have developed the very best probiotic and digestive enzyme for breaking down protein and meat that there is. This is the total win-win. It uses the modern techniques as well, so it doesn't have all the additives and garbage. Simply put, our new Flora Life line is the very best out there. That is my goal here, is to bring you the very best at the lowest price. Many probiotics out there don't even have caplets that bypass the stomach, so it never even gets into the upper and lower intestines. Both of these systems have targeted delivery, so it goes right through into the upper and lower intestine. We've tried several other formulas that were excellent, but this is, after 2 years of research, what we are bringing to the market. And your purchase doesn't just give you better digestive health and all the different micronutrients and things you need. It also funds an organization dedicated to promoting liberty worldwide. Whether it's Floralife, Advanced Restoration, Carnivore, Digestive Enzyme, or the everyday maintenance that's great for the go. It's all available at InfoWarsStore.com today. When you purchase it, you know you are also financing the attack on the globalist and the defense of our republic and freedom worldwide.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones.
It's the time of the season.
So, the facts are in. There's been so many news articles from mainstream media the last decade, it makes my head spin, how the big tech companies, the CIA, you name it, were developing fake news bots to go out and propagandize. And Sean Parker came out last year and said that we're targeting helpless people, we're controlling them, we're manipulating their dopamine levels. Facebook documents came out in 2017 out of Australia at the highest levels about how they target liberals and try to keep them alone and radicalized and scared. Their main target is leftist. That just translates into domesticated millennial with no future. And then the parasites that usually kind of beatnik types that feed on them and control them. You'll see it everywhere. You go to a leftist rally, none of them will talk to anybody because they're not supposed to talk and none of them can talk. They'll be like one communist minder who's usually driving a Mercedes. So continuing here, the CIA's fake news campaign, even the New York Times last year admitted that. And the whole bots. Wired Magazine said, what do bots mean to the future of journalism? Well, Twitter is mainly leftist bots. So is Facebook. And it's fake people advertising things to you. It's all of it. And here's the key, though. It's fake bots bullying you when you say something that's true or patriotic or pro-America. Just like Veritas got the documents out of Twitter and the employees on video saying, I'll give you an example. We banned sharing the American flag. And then you think you're sharing it, but you're not. We don't like white people. We don't like rednecks. Now, again, it's mainly white people saying this, just like HBO and just like all the stuff that's happening at these other platforms like Vice. Billionaires that run that channel want the public to see things like this. Vice airs documentary on black healing retreats for people who need a break from white people. And we're going to play some of that in the third hour today, some excerpts. It's amazing. They say things in there that are just dumbfounding. Like, well, whites are inherently evil. Whites shouldn't be able to travel outside the country. True brainwashing. So that's going to be coming up as well. So that's the point I'm trying to get at is it's fake people you're talking to. It is fake bots. It is fake propaganda. And it is creating race war, division, culture war, men against women, women against men, families against families, America against Russia. But open the borders up to Islam and don't check anybody and let them come in unvetted and fine European countries 100,000 euros a year if they don't bring in military-age men, on and on and on, and throw old pensioners out of their Section 8 housing and put Islamists in it because they've got to advertise and sweeten the deal to get people to come there for the balkanization of Europe. That is the plan. And as soon as people start realizing how diabolical all this is and how this is planned and how this is admitted, the sooner we can beat it. Because you got fake bots trying to run your life. You've got fake bots bullying you. You've got AI, autonomous computers already running your healthcare, already running the VA, already deciding who gets a knee surgery, who doesn't. It's here. And they cause a national debate because Aetna comes out and says, well, humans don't review it, it's machines. And everybody freaks out. That's the plan We're under it. Oh, now the National Health Service is falling apart in the UK. It's always been horrible. But now there's a problem because they're about to make it worse and put it under the big corporations and totally privatize it. But it's not going to be privatization like we think of. It's going to be privatization where computers run it all and screw everybody, and only big mega corporations get to be in the pool. That's the opposite of Trump's free marketization, where he's actually trying to have an open bidding process, which will drive down prices in every single case. But the more money you put behind education, the more money you put behind healthcare, the more the price goes up. And when you make people buy healthcare like a national health service, everybody's got to pay into, what's it do? It drives the price up. And when you make people buy Obamacare that doubles and triples prices, with Gruber saying, thank God you're so dumb, I was hired to double and triple prices, thank God they have no memory, they're like a goldfish. Ha ha ha, you're so effing stupid, like Zuckerberg said about you. If you do go along with that, you are dumb, aren't you? But people that don't have any friends, that sit there in a little apartment and are lucky if they have a job and are totally scared and watch Colbert all night, and then they go out on the street and none of them really talk to each other or friends. They all just virtue signal. And they're all really alone, really scared with the screen sickness. They're all only looking at their phones. When you see trendies walking down the street, they're alone. They're isolated under the smartphone spell, under the smartphone sickness, which they admit programs your brain, lowers your IQ, lowers your brain waves. It's incredible. Now, I have so much news, it makes my head spin, but coming up, we're going to have a couple really interesting, really smart guys in studio, really interesting backgrounds, and I wish both of them would tell you more of their background, but they've seen quite a few things. And we're going to get their take on, they were here before, about a month ago, about just a magazine ad that shows Antifa attacking and burning thing and an image of veterans saying, not on our watch, not today, Antifa. And since then, Newsweek, Time, all attacked them, National News, which only brought them more success and blew up in their face. But now the Democrats are calling for all this violence. We're going to be discussing that coming up at the 6 afters when we're going to bring those folks in. I've got a special report that needs to be seen. Social media giants meet for Orwellian control. That's coming up the first 5 minutes of the next hour. And then we're going to, the illusion of globalism is beginning to fade. We must reclaim our republic, some really powerful pieces. But what's sickening is Stephen Bannon. The video's up on Infowars.com. Judas Iscariot meets Benedict Arnold. They had a baby. It'd be called Stevie Bannon. Little Stevie Weevy Bannon, Lemon Squeezy Bannon. He has come out, and he has said, oh, the Me Too. They always stage it like in private. Meeting with a reporter, he clutched himself and said, the women are going to enslave us. They're too powerful. They're too incredible. They'll bring down Trump. I'm scared they'll cut my testicles off. I don't know what to do. Mommy. In fact, let's play that clip again. And this is just meant to hype women into this, oh, you want power? Oh, look, even the elites, the bad guy. That the evil man, Bannon, is now a good guy, and he admits he's scared of you. Women power against the men. I mean, this is the most ridiculous, sophomoric advertising, like Edward Bernays saying we can't get women to smoke cigarettes in the 1920s. They said finance every feminist suffrage march and have the women smoke cigarettes and say, my man can't stop me. Well, that was men owned the tobacco companies, knowing it was going to kill you deader than a hammer. So it's the same total manipulation. So here's little Stevie Bannon. I don't normally play clips twice an hour, but here's one of the reporters on CNN fawning over, how they built up the whole Me Too movement to create this obvious direction to, quote, empower women to hate Trump and hate recovery and hate America, and then celebrate the North Korean's dictator sister who's so sexy and cool on the very same channel. Here it is.
In the paperback release of the new book, you talk about watching the Golden Globe Awards with Steve Bannon, and you got his reaction to the red carpet protests supporting the Me Too movement. He said, quote, the anti-patriarchy is going to undo 10,000 years of recorded history. You watch, the time has come. Women are going to take charge of society, and they couldn't juxtapose a better villain than Trump. He is the patriarch. This is a definitional moment in the culture. It'll never be the same going forward.
You know, I think Bannon, despite all his flaws, is a pretty shrewd analyst of American politics, and particularly American political anxieties, our national anxieties, and he recognized in those Golden Globe Awards that this was a movement that could potentially be an existential threat to Republicans, not just their majority in the House, but also to President Trump. And there's a wonderful, revealing moment of Freudian angst in the scene, as I described, Bannon, watching Oprah, where he says, look, if they were to roll out a guillotine right now, these ladies would chop off every set of balls in the room, which is a blunt Bannon way of saying
they're good and we're bad.
Me Too movement, they're coming for our manhood, and I think that expressed a lot of the anxieties that Bannon, that Trump, that people of that political persuasion have about this new rising movement of women, which is really a backlash to the man that Bannon calls the patriarch, Trump himself.
So this is Trump's supposed best buddy now saying he's the patriarchy, he's evil, he's got to be brought down. Total Benedict Arnold behavior. With this whole made-up narrative that women are going to be empowered if Trump was taken down, and this is how you're powerful, ladies. When CNN funded the whole Arab Spring, was part of it, promoted it, turning most of the Middle East over to total killers that enslaved hundreds of thousands of women, killed tens of thousands, sold children into sex slavery, cover up for radical Islam. And they're just up there saying, women, you're supposed to get mad at Trump now and go do something, and this is how you're empowered, and everyone's scared of you because you're so powerful. When all it is multinational corporations trying to kill an American recovery and an American move to get control over our government again from the globalists. This is the second American revolution. The left admits that. Those videos are coming up. Rob Reiner and others, they say we're in a revolution. They say they're going to stop America's recovery. That video's coming up. Spread the word. We're live.
Maximize your potential and take your body back with Super Male Vitality. We're breaking the conditioning and fighting back against the globalists' war on male vitality. Our ultimate non-GMO formula is sourced from powerful organic herbs that have been gathered from around the world and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Infowars Life wants to bring you the highest quality products. Our unique combination of ingredients is designed to assist the body in regulating proper balance and creating superior vitality in males. Support your body and mind and take yourself to the next level. Boost your vitality and energize your life. Take control of your body. Grab a bottle of Super Male Vitality today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
You know, I've got some talking points here about Caveman from InfoWarsLife.com. But instead of going with those talking points, let me just give you what I've experienced personally. From all the wives' tales in every culture, we know that the bones have the essence. We know chicken noodle soup is great for people that are sick. Again, in every culture, this has been reported because it works. And there's no way to quantify how strong this is, but the amount of bone protein and the amount of marrow and the amount of concentrated life force that is in this is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, whether it's for your joints, whether it's for your arteries and your veins, whether it's for your brain, whether it's for energy, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the strongest, most concentrated bone broth formula out there, and it's amazing. Find out for yourself today at InfoWarsStore.com what it can do for you and your family. And again, I want to thank you all for your support. You are funding the information war in 2018.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Alex Jones here, back live. Coming up, what news writing bots mean for the future of journalism? And the media admits that Zuckerberg and Facebook are starting to collapse, that their whole operation is in flames. First, this powerful report, social media giants meet for Orwellian control.
Representatives from Google, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube faced a British parliamentary committee on U.S. soil at George Washington University. They were reminded of their own unchecked power to gather their users' data.
There's an article in the Times today in the UK, and the headline is "How to Win 2 Billion Friends and Destroy Civilization, the biggest surveillance enterprise in history." And this is by a very well-known journalist, and he is suggesting that there's, whether Facebook like it or not, the position that you've got yourselves into is this position. It is you hold so much data about people that you are now very, very powerful. I just wanted to know, how long do you hold people's data for that you collect about them? Is there a limit?
Yes, as long as they want us to.
Oddly enough, after demonizing the social media giant's reach, the Orwellian panel dove headfirst into the need to control and regulate free speech.
Do you accept then that there is a problem of bogus news, misleading news, disinformation, and you also accept that you have both the responsibility to and the means to address that?
We recognize that there is a problem of misinformation, and we are dedicated to making sure that we are promoting authoritative content when it comes to news and demoting misinformation.
And when you're talking about misinformation, well, let's face it, misinformation, disinformation, fake news can be sort of sexy. I mean, people like ghosts, they like conspiracy theories, they like UFO stories, and they follow it. And this creates, I would imagine, a huge amount of traffic, both propagating those theories, etc., and those who want to quash that. So that would be good for you, because you can then harvest the data from those people who are doing that.
Doesn't it demonstrate that perhaps it's time for regulation, it's time for rules that set out the roles and responsibilities and all of these things, because all of this is affecting our society?
We are not the arbiters of truth. We are not going to remove content based on the fact this is untrue. The one trend that Twitter has is it's a hive of journalists, of citizens, of activists correcting the record and correcting information. If an account was created for the sole purpose of abusing somebody, that would cross our sole purpose abuse. If it was using language based on a protected characteristic and it's hateful conduct, we'd remove it for that. But the truthness of a piece of information is not a ground of...
So the deliberate use of your platform to distribute absolutely false and defamatory information can continue in election time, according to what you've just said.
Do you agree with me that Twitter is addictive? I don't think it's in our position to say that, because it depends very much on the individual.
I think it's exactly in your position to say that, because it's your product.
We have a large team of what we call raters, 10,000 people around the globe who are constantly at work assessing our results against different queries. Are we surfacing the right kind of results? Are we surfacing results that have appropriate authority? And we use those hundreds of thousands of bits of data from those evaluations to continue to train our systems. This is an ongoing effort.
I just wanted to mention some research that was done recently by The Guardian that suggested that the largest source of news for false news channels came from YouTube and came from these videos that tend to be recommended by the up next button, and more research by Oxford academics demonstrated a lot of this had a far right bias. So I put it to you that if that is the case, you are indoctrinating society.
Ultimately, regulating social media information will ensure its own downfall. Credible sources, truth, and valid opinions are not exclusive to the establishment media. In fact, the opposite has become increasingly and overwhelmingly true. John Bound reporting for Infowars.com.
B vitamin intake is essential to keep the body functioning at optimum levels. Optimum levels. With our modern diets, it can be hard to get the recommended amount of B vitamins we need every day. Optimum levels. B vitamins we need every day. Secret 12 combines two bioactive forms of vitamin B12 for optimal absorption. Optimal absorption. Secret 12 is an easy way to increase your vitamin B12 intake as you age. Secret 12. Optimal absorption. B vitamins help the body convert food into energy by supporting your intercellular processes. B vitamins are also essential for the optimal functioning of the brain and nervous system. Optimum levels. Secret 12 is an easy way to increase your vitamin B12 intake. Head to InfoWarsLife.com and support optimal brain and body function with Secret 12. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
You got it.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones, coming to you live from the front lines of the Infowar.
Well, the kingpin of Hollywood, Rob Reiner, says the left is in a revolution against America, against Trump, and they're calling for more violence. Here's a little compilation of some of what they've been saying lately.
He's not a tough guy. He's a bully and he's a bitch.
He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig.
And he can suck my
He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt.
I'll meet him in a hotel room any day of the week and give him a Louisville Slugger.
I'd like to punch him in the face.
Kiss my mother ass, you bitch punk sucker.
Pointing what appears to be a water gun at the image of President Donald Trump projected on a whiteboard, art teacher Pale Modi has now been seen by countless viewers across the internet.
Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House. It's an actor dressed to look just like President Donald Trump as he's assassinated on stage.
Pictures and video depicting comedian Kathy Griffin holding the bloody decapitated head of President Trump are no joking matter for the Secret Service.
The rhetoric that has inspired the violence has come from the mainstream of the Democratic Party.
They're involved in the coup, an active attempt to start a bloody civil war. There's so much to cover on this front that if I start talking, these guys will never get a word in edgewise. And some of these folks, we just flew back into Austin. So I want to get to their views of what's happening currently with Kit Cope of SpicesTactical.com. And, of course, Lincoln Osiris, which is a joke name, a nom de plume from Tropic Thunder. And we're not going to give these guys whole backgrounds or anything, but they're really interesting fellows. And, of course, my good buddy over here, Quentin Carter. But we do have the Democrats calling for civil war, calling for killing people, attacking people all over the country. You guys, a few months ago, did a full-page spread photo saying, not on our watch, not today, Antifa. The media went crazy. I wanted to get you guys back to talk about just how you see with your backgrounds, being in the third world, being in dictatorships, also knowing things about different aspects of COG without getting anything classified, where this country is. Because the Democrats put out that we're in a war, they're attacking us, they want to overthrow things in their own venues, at their own award shows, at the New York Times. But then when we cover it, they say, you're insane, none of that's happening. What is that military tactic? So again, Kit, Q, and of course we've got Mr. Lincoln Osiris over here. Who wants to take it first?
I think that's you, Lincoln. You've got the most experience with that sort of
bottom line is,
I figured he did.
Yeah, he definitely does. But bottom line is the insanity that people will blindly follow an ideology that they have no idea what it is. So the Democrats are out there calling for civil war, knowing that they're not the ones on the line. They're trying to manipulate ignorant people to go out and fight that war for them. So whether it's the people in Charlottesville or anywhere else that come out and they riot and they do all this stuff, they're not doing it because they think that's the right thing to do. They're doing it because they've been manipulated by someone who has a different idea of what it is that they're doing.
Well, and by sensationalism and emotion as well.
Just like George Soros and them pushing the Black Lives Matter movement, they know that black-on-black violence kills black people. It never affects the ultra-rich white globalist. It only helps them.
That's right.
And to be honest, some of these guys actually may believe that they're doing right, but that just kind of really helps explain the difference between our mindset and their mindset.
I'm just concerned because there's a massive gear up, and George Soros is in the news everywhere funding it, and people say, oh, well, they're a joke. I get they're a joke, like you said, Q. They're just the cover for this. But the Democrats aren't giving up and going along with the election and the recovery. They're fighting. Here's a great example. They cheered the North Korean dictator's sister at the opening of the Olympics and said in the news, we hope she kicks the vice president off the podium. They then said, oh, Trump wants a military parade. That's fascist. We're going to lay in front of the tanks. When a parade isn't tanks coming into the capital city of China to crush peaceful demonstrators like Tiananmen Square, the left are the ones trying to block free speech everywhere. They're the tanks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what's so strange? I just did an interview the other day regarding the very same advert that's behind us right now. And the guy that was doing the interview, he said to me, oh, well, I'm fairly left-leaning. I'm not in the Socialist Party like a lot of my friends. And I said, wait, right there. Stop. You just said a lot of your friends are in the Socialist Party. Now, when I was growing up, that was a really bad word. That meant like impending doom. Oh, no, there's socialists? There's people here that are...
Polls show that half of millennials identify as socialist or communist.
It's amazing. No one...
I think part of that is because they've grown up in a society where the last 8-12 years, everything was given to them. So they think that's the norm. Like, everything should be given to me. I deserve free college. I deserve this. I deserve that. I don't have to work for anything. I don't have to do anything. There's no military obligation. Like, I don't have to go somewhere. Lincoln and myself both have free college. That's what they say. Well, it's not free at all because we both spent...
That's the deal you paid for.
Many, many years earning it.
So let me ask this question to Lincoln. Looking at this, looking at the battle space in America, just as a citizen, where do you think the country is right now? Where do you think Trump is with the recovery? Are we turning the tide? Are we winning? Or, what do you expect to happen? Because the left has just gone into a total craze mode, and I'm really concerned.
So we spoke about this last time I was on the air. They don't have anything else. I think at this point they've got to resort to... this is the last resort. Our stock markets are looking great. The economy is turning around. We're at the lowest point of unemployment for blacks in history. And what do they have? They've got nothing but let's just create violence. And I don't believe they say they're for free speech unless it's in opposition to what they're saying. So I think this is all they've got left. They're just trying to create drama.
But what I don't understand is why. Like, I really cannot fathom at all, like, what's the whole idea? Like,
it's all about controlling us. They want power over America to control the planet.
Yeah, it blows my mind. I just can't see it. I don't understand how it works.
They can't afford to have anyone look at our administration and think things are going well, that he's doing a good job. They cannot afford that. Therefore, they've got to take the truth and twist it.
But in your mind, where do you think that you stand to gain something by bringing us down? You're an American. You're one of us. You should be sitting here.
Well, that's the thing. They openly root for the North Korean dictator.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I need maybe some psychological expertise to tell me, like, why this is okay. And why are there so many young white male kids out there wearing skinny jeans and beanies right now talking about communism and all of this other crap that they have no idea what it is?
We messed up.
This is what we should do.
This is the result of the participation trophy.
Yes.
Yeah. This is what happens when everybody gets a ribbon.
Exactly. That's what Matt and Zach, some of the producers, say, that it's live action role playing. When they go out with guns and block people from going to rallies and attack people or hit a woman in the head with a bike log, for them it's like LARPing. It's not real.
Right. Because there's never been a repercussion for their actions. Because they grew up in a household where daddy didn't whip them, and mom was like, oh, don't be mean to him. Let's be really soft about his feelings and don't yell at him, but give him his phone and his computer and his car back and let him go do whatever instead of taking a whooping like we did as kids. If you messed up, Dr. Jones would have wore you out if you acted the way that these kids act today.
But that's from the street level, from the upper echelon, from the level controlling that level. You know, obviously you've got your theories on why and how, but from that street level where all these kids are just, you know, gimme, and I don't have to pay for what I've done or anything. The blind following is really what's confusing.
Well, exactly. They're never running to Venezuela or Cuba or North Korea or anywhere. They're just here bitching with their smartphones, their new car, like, I want communism, bitches. And you're like, are you kidding? In communism, you wouldn't have anything. Right. We'll be back to talk about then what their next move will be as they lose, and there's a global awakening. I don't want to just sit here and give you the standard pitch for our new product, Bodies, which is the ultimate turmeric formula out there on the market from our deep research. The purity, the concentration, the quality, and the other synergistic organic compounds that are added to it so that it's bioavailable and gets into your bloodstream. I've got a big list of the facts here, and I guess I'll go over some of them for you. But here's the bottom line. Talking to Paul Watson about 2 years ago, I said, which of the products do you use and like the most? And he said, listen, what I really want is a turmeric product. He goes, you've seen the studies, you know what it does, you know what it's been proven to do. It's crazy. And I've read a lot of them out there are adulterated or watered down. I said, well, let me look into it. And so it then took us off and on several years to finally come out with this, because I want to bring you the very best product we can get. I want it to be what myself and my family take. And we've done it. Turmeric has been used for thousands of years for its known therapeutic effects and is the subject of well over 10,000 published scientific articles and studies. Plain turmeric root contains on average about 3% of the active ingredient, the curcuminoids. But our powerful blend contains turmeric extract containing 95% curcuminoids. Did you hear what I'm saying? Most of the brands out there are at 3% or less and are adulterated. This is 95%. Body Ease Ultimate Turmeric Formula is also fortified with pepperine. Pepperine, many studies have shown, helps accelerate the absorption of the turmeric compounds, the curcuminoids in the body. Now let's get to Boswellia. Boswellia is a Ayurvedic herb that has been studied for its anti-inflammatory properties. In fact, the active ingredient, boswellic acid, has been shown in studies to inhibit one of the enzymes that actually cause the inflammation response. Body Ease also contains the organic herbs, spearmint, sage, lemon balm, and thyme. As an added bonus, all of the ingredients we just listed contain very potent antioxidants. In fact, turmeric's curcuminoids are some of the most potent and naturally occurring free radical scavenging antioxidants available on the market. If you're a radio listener, you've got to go to InfoWarsStore.com and go to the Bodies page so you can actually see the video the TV viewers can see right now. If you look at our turmeric product, it's bright yellow-orange, the way it's supposed to be. That's because the active compound in curcuminoids is orange. So again, it's not just the concentration, it's not just the studies we've done, it's not just the test, it's how vibrant and bright our product is. The recommended MSRP is $59.95 and is a great deal because of the quality and concentration. But out of the gates, we're offering Body Ease for 50% off, $29.95, InfoWarsStore.com, so you and your children and your wife, your husband can experience it for yourself. And at the same time, you know you're funding the information war that is battling against the globalists and trying to restore not just our republic, but freedom worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited about Body Ease. I hope you will try it for yourself. It's exclusively available right now, out of the gates, 50% off, InfoWarsStore.com, or by calling 888-253-3139. This is the ultimate turmeric product on the market from our research. It's at InfoWarsStore.com right now.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Defending the Republic from enemies, foreign and domestic. It's Alex Jones, live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide from the Infowars.com studios.
We are back live. We've got big news coming up next segment, but the biggest news is right now with Kit Cope of SpikesTactical.com. We got Lincoln Osiris of PipeHittersUnion.com, some of the greatest T-shirts and other materials out there. But before I go any further, we were talking during the break. We have all these COG groups, the Democratic Party, in Atlantic Monthly, you name it, saying, we're already shopping around the Pentagon, overthrowing the president extrajudicially. You have Brennan, you have Clapper last year saying he'll be gone by December in October. That didn't happen. You've got Phil Mudd, the former head of counterterrorism at the CIA, who says he's a proud crap holder. That's a quote, too, if you haven't seen it, saying the government's going to kill this guy about the president. My concern, just to you guys as citizens, veterans, as patriots, what happens if the president is killed? What happens if all the left's threats to do this and try to overthrow the election and all of this? What happens in your mind if that unfolds?
I would imagine in the interim, right after the overthrow, you got to think of, okay, well, who's in charge? Who's controlling what's going to happen next? You would think, okay, it's just a police state. Well, then who runs that?
Right, and then you start thinking of police state. You start thinking about things like that. You start talking about big government being shut down, the welfare system, free food, free water, free groceries, all that kind of stuff. What's going to happen in the inner cities? We saw it, 2 years ago when California turned off EBT for 12 hours, and they started trying to burn the place down. But what happens when that system shuts down completely? And my big thing is what happens amongst veterans and patriots when something happens for whatever reason, whether he's removed or killed or whatever, and now someone else decides they're just going to come into our place and take what's ours and change that. How far is the normal person going to be pushed before they decide, okay, my back's against the ropes and I'm coming out swinging?
And will it even get that far? The reason I say that is, all right, you take over the government. How do you hold it?
Yeah, that's what
I can't imagine for even a minute, most military units, of course they're going to have to implement martial law, but most units are saying, hey, I'm not down with this. I've got a family at home. I'm out. I'm going to go take care of my family, because when the world's on fire, guys are thinking about home. They're thinking about their families. They're not thinking about, hey, this unlawful order that was just given to me. Yeah, so it's one thing to, kill the president, but now you've got control. How do you hold it?
Yeah, I don't think
that's
it recovers.
Be almost impossible.
We've had this conversation.
Guys that aren't going to lay down.
Right. We've had this conversation in many different countries in the middle of the night, random, conversations between guys who do the things that we do. If it came down to it, could you fire on Americans? If you were put in a position for martial law, for the National Guard, for whatever, what's the reality that federal troops or state troops will patrol the streets and fire on Americans? And it's just not going to happen. I don't believe it at all.
I'll tell you what, I've done a whole lot of horrible things in the name of the country. But that is one thing I couldn't do.
No. And that's why,
go ahead and put me on that list. I'm not that guy.
And that's why I think it doesn't recover. I don't think the system recovers at all. I don't think you can overthrow the president, take over the system, and establish your own regime. I don't think so. I think you start that process, everything's going to turn to, I can't curse.
Bravo Sierra.
Yep, there we go. And we've got a feudal system.
You guys got in like 10 minutes before you went on air. We hadn't even talked before we went on air there. I asked that question because that's the common sense answer I figured I'd get, because I get that from other veterans and active duty, you name it. And the only reason we're raising this is mainstream media is pushing the narrative. This is coming. Trump will be overthrown. He's a Russian agent. Rand Paul's a Russian agent. Tucker Carlson's a Russian agent. Roger Stone's a Russian agent with no proof. And then they're the outside globalist power trying to sell us. Just what you just said, Kit, and what Lincoln said, and what Q said. No one's going to go along with that, and that shows the bravado and the insane disconnect of all these senile people and really crazy people like Michael Moore, who says we want martial law, arrest, Trump, bring in all this stuff. It's like they're the ones pushing this, and I don't think they'll ever get away with it. I'm just surprised how tolerant it's been so far when they're in the news saying we're going to kill everybody, we're going to overthrow, we're planning to kill the president, we're planning to do all this stuff, we're going after his family, and then we're all sitting here taking it. There should be grand juries convened. The FBI should be visiting people. If I was on air saying let's organize people for violence and start killing people and overthrow the government, I should be visited. But no, they're all doing it, and it's fine.
Yeah, they go about their normal day. They go to work, they go home, they live their lives, and they should be hemmed up.
And those are the ones that will fall in line. March step to the beat of the drum. Those guys will fall in line.
I think they
want to be told what to do.
Michael Moore and those guys, they don't think about something that, because they don't live in a reality we live in. Martial law means civil unrest. It means killing and all kinds of crazy stuff. It means that there are people at home that don't have anything, that they're going to go find it from somewhere else, right? I've got some food, I've got some water.
And the leftist elites with their 10-foot walls out in California, boy.
Guess what? If hypothetically, if I needed something and I needed to go find it, I'm not going to go to an urban area of Atlanta to find what it is that I'm looking for. I'm going to go to some big fancy house in the hills with a 10-foot fence because they have everything they've ever wanted and ever needed, and that's where I'm going to resupply myself. So when you start calling for this war, I think you're not fully thinking that, someone's going to come take what belongs to you, because there are people out there with skills and tools and a need. If I need to feed my family, if I need to get something to take care of them, I'll stop at no means to get what it is they need.
Well, take Bette Midler. We're going to go to break here in a few minutes. She came out when Rand Paul voted against the budget, which was a reasonable thing. I get why Trump had to do it because it would have stalled the economy. But Bette Midler came out and said, "Oh, I wish his neighbor would have finished the job." Basically, attacking him, not even knowing that Rand Paul was in opposition to Trump. They're so politically ignorant they don't even know who the players are.
Well, it's all the projection as well. Like we talked about last time, you see the Antifa guys out there. There's actually signs that say that their rally is supported by the Communist Party, and then
it says on their website.
Yeah, and then you've got them calling the right communists. It's just projection. It's just, look, this is what we are. We know it's bad. We're going to tell them that that's what you are.
And something to think about too, like what's being shown right there on the screen right now is those guys are role playing. They're not being serious. They don't feel. That's not in their heart. They're just out there playing a game. They left their mom's basement. He grabbed some AR. It may be even some airsoft.
Yeah, they're not ready to kill or take the consequences of being killed.
None whatsoever. Do they have any skill set or any idea of what it takes to pull that trigger?
And they've got a very false sense of confidence. These guys have played too many video games. They think they know what's up. And it's like that famous quote, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Well, that's exactly what's happening here. They're walking tall, looking strong, but at the moment things pop off, they've got no idea what they're doing.
Henry Rollins said it, right? It's easy to hold a hammer. Do you have what it takes to hit the nail? That's it.
All right, we'll be back to talk about some incredible breaking news on the other side.
It's a no. Every year, we spend hundreds of dollars on chocolates, jewelry, and sappy cards for Valentine's Day. It's time to get a gift that will really make the sparks fly with the Infowars Life His and Hers pack, now at 40% off. Get our two fan favorite products, Super Male Vitality and Super Female Vitality, that help boost vitality and energy for less. You've already taken care of Valentine's Day. Make sure you and your significant other have an incredible Valentine's night. A perfect excuse to get a gift for them and a gift for yourself. Super Male Vitality and Super Female Vitality combine ancient wisdom and modern techniques for truly powerful formulas that you know they'll love. Fuel your body naturally and celebrate your love today with the Infowars Life His and Hers pack. Now available at 40% off at InfowarsStore.com. or by calling 888-253-3139.
Janice Atkinson is a member of Parliament for the European Union, which, again, it's an unelected body that runs it, but then they have a ceremonial parliament that's elected from the nation states, and it's become not ceremonial. It is now basically breaking it up. And what is the EU doing to counter-strike against this awakening?
I'm independent now. I'm sitting with the group that is the future for the European Parliament and also for Europe as a whole. People like Marine Le Pen, Geert Wilders. Marine Le Pen came second to Macron. She's the official opposition to the presidency. In France at the moment, we've got Geert Wilders, who is the official opposition. And people in my party in the grouping in the Parliament have also just formed the government for Austria. And next year, we might even see the Lega Nord form a coalition with Silvio Berlusconi, Forza for Italia. So that's the way it's going. Yeah, the populists are winning. They're trying to shut us down. It's not happening. They tried to censure us in the Parliament. I called somebody a lunatic the other day because actually she's a Liberal and she's the last remaining Liberal Democrat from the UK. I said she's quite mad, and I was censured because of that. You get this beep that comes up, and we're censored for calling people what they are, basically. But what binds us all is that we have this visceral dislike of the EU. When I left UKIP and I decided to join Marine Le Pen and Geert Wilders and other people like Matteo Salvini, who could be the next Prime Minister of Italy in March of this year, we formed a small grouping, and we are known as the populists. They used to call us racist and xenophobe, just like they called Trump all those things as well, and UKIP actually. And we're a grand coalition of 9 nations. We were with the Alternative for Deutschland in Germany. We think they've gone slightly far right. So the leader of that party, who was the former leader of the AfD, who is Frauke Petry, and her husband Markus Pretzel, have launched their own party now called the Blue Party, and we sit with them. We also sit with a couple of Czech people who have now gone to the polls in the Czech Republic, and they've got 22 members of Parliament. They are now in negotiation to form the government. The government's already got a right-wing government, and our people from the Freedom Party of the Czech Republic are now talking about forming a government. Just a few weeks ago, our people, the Freedom Party for Austria, have just formed the government along with the right-wing Conservatives, and they are. So what's happening, Alex, is that it's our people that are winning. That the Social Democrats, the left, the liberal left of Europe, is absolutely collapsing.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Defending the Republic from enemies, foreign and domestic. It's Alex Jones. Well, we got some great guys in here with us. Kit Cope of SpikesTactical.com, Lincoln Osiris, which is a joke name. Obviously, he's protecting his identity, from PipeHittersUnion.com, who, by the way, make T-shirts here in America for us at less of a price that are higher quality than we had before. So we really appreciate him right here in Austin, Texas. I'll leave it at that. PipeHittersUnion.com. And listen, I know you guys don't want to talk about yourselves. You said, oh, don't even get into my bio. But obviously, a lot of your bios are secret and stuff. But let me take Kit. You're a MMA title contender, world champion, Muay Thai. Fighting for major countries, winning. On and on and on, combat veteran, whole bunch of different secretive groups we can't get into. Lincoln Osiris, wow. If guys like this talked, what type of books could they write? He hasn't even told me any of the stuff he's involved in or anything. He just comes on the show, and gets the system watching what we're doing. It's just crazy to then see you guys committed to the country, committed, proving what you stand for, versus the Democrats. And I'm in here during the break going, you didn't see Phil Mudd on TV say we're going to kill the president? You didn't see Clapper and Brennan right after they were kicked out middle of last year say he'll be gone by December extrajudicially? It won't be an impeachment. We're going to take him out. There are the stories right there.
Why aren't we seeing that daily?
It's only on CNN. That's what I'm saying. On their echo boxes, they're saying, we're going to kill the president. And then I was told by sources, they said, Alex, their stay-behind networks are so scared in the Justice Department and FBI committing these crimes, and they're surrounded by good agents, they have to say this to look like they're still winning. Then Mudd came out last week and said, we're winning. Stay there. Stay at your post. We're winning. So I guess that's true. It's like desperation is why they're saying this. But I don't want to be too arrogant, because if somebody's desperate, sometimes they can cause some damage.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Back into the corner thing.
Absolutely makes sense. Dealing with a problem like that right now. Right.
And just so that we're not
very, very dangerous individual.
Yeah. Just so that we're not CNN and we don't put out any fake news. Kid is a great friend of ours.
Combat veteran.
Kid is a contractor, has worked around the world, done security.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's somebody out there right now that's going, Kid's not a combat veteran. Infowars is lying and they're whatever. Like, no,
Fake
we
news.
just simply misspoke. He is a contractor. He's done security, high threat around the world. But
I can't keep track of it all.
100% civilian. Which is actually, lets you guys know out there that you can get all of that training, just like these guys, get all that training, all the tactical training, and still do the work.
Absolutely.
For your country.
And then you can end up, helping the folks over at the gun operation you're involved in.
I do that as well. At Spike Tactical.
I want to get into that here in just a moment, but I don't want to sit here and rant, and then you guys not have time. What is on your mind about the country right now? Because all I know is the left's running around saying they're going to kill everybody, they're going to overthrow everything, they're going to burn everything down, they're going to overthrow the president. I guess, Lincoln, you couldn't see the articles when I was calling for him. On screen, the videos of them saying what I was saying. I know that sounds unbelievable. If true, the things I said, what do you make of those?
It is very unbelievable. It is. I can't imagine that every media outlet on the planet isn't having this discussion right now. It's unfathomable that someone would actually come out and say, hey, we're going to kill the president.
It is, and I think it's a call not only on their side but ours. It's a call to action. Let's be real. By no means am I advocating violence. I'm not saying go out there and burn stuff down and do whatever. But I am saying that they're calling for an end to our reality. The way that we live, our democracy, our justice system, all these different things, they're calling for an end to that. They want a war, and it's time for you to be prepared. Whatever that means, if that means that you need to stock up on some stuff or get
that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Right now, I've never seen the left worldwide as wound up and out of control as they are, and they say they're in this existential death battle and that they're not giving up.
But it actually appears as though they are moving forward with an agenda. They are actually trying to execute plans now, finally.
I've never before felt that we were on the verge of civil war like I do now. And that's a very scary feeling. Just step back. I have been to civil wars. I have seen the death and destruction and mayhem. It is very, very hard to believe that we're so close to that here in the United States.
Of neighbor versus neighbor.
Right.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Which clip do we have ready? Do you guys have Phil Mudd saying the government's going to kill this guy, or do you have Rob Reiner ready? Pardon me?
Phil Mudd.
Yeah, let's play Phil Mudd. He's made a bunch of these statements, but here's one of them.
What was your response, Phil Mudd?
A couple surprises. Let me give you one bottom line. As a former government official, government's going to kill this guy. He defends Vladimir Putin. Their State Department and CIA officers are coming home. And at Langley and at Foggy Bottom, CIA and State, they're saying, this is how you defend us?
And Phil, before...
that's good. And then we've got Rob Reiner just last Friday saying all these lies and then saying, we're on a glide path to take over America, but the president's here, so we're in the last battle of the Civil War. Here's that clip of Rob Reiner.
Then he gets into office, and there are good people on both sides in Charlottesville, and there are people coming from countries, and it goes on, and you see the people that he hires that are in his administration, and we see that this now becomes the last battle of the Civil War. And we're fighting it right now. And we're going to win. We're going to win. But we thought we were on this glide path. We've been dragged back, and we're going to win. Because if we don't win, the promise of what this country started as, which is we are all one, we are all created equal, that promise will not be realized unless we can overcome what has happened in this last election, and I know we will.
I have so much to say. Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, what is he talking about? Backsliding and all of this craziness. And
they're the ones that want to destroy the country.
Right. What's backsliding? The economy, jobs.
They're trying to backslide
all this stuff. Like, all of these things are doing great.
Lincoln, you probably didn't have an earpiece, but just you can hear us talking about it. What do you make of Hollywood saying that we're in a civil war?
Well, it's quite interesting. Hollywood, those guys are literally living in a fantasy land.
It's your job to pretend.
That is their job in a fantasy land, but their reality is also a fantasy land. These individuals that are calling for, a civil war and martial law and to take out the president, they've got no idea what that would mean, what would follow. They're not prepared for it. They've got no idea what it would bring. They'd be the first people to
everywhere leftists take over, everything collapses. Why do they want to do it then?
It reminds me of the who was it? Tom Cruise thing where he said that his job is just as hard as like a recon marine or something like that because he's been through all of the same training that they have and that kind of thing. They're not living in reality at all.
If Rob Reiner wants to see civil war, he needs to jump on an airplane and take his self to Africa. Go watch where people mutilate other people simply because they're from a different tribe, where men, women, and children are killed and burned and hacked into pieces. He doesn't know what reality of civil war is. That's a word he's using based upon something he read in some liberal book 20 years ago.
And he doesn't know that far. Jump on a plane down to Caracas, my friend. There you go. There you go. With that,
it's emotional fear mongering and sensationalism.
Yeah, and that's my point. Is they're trying to start this war, and if they do, they're completely out of luck. When we come back, we're going to talk about Pipe Hitters Union. We're talking about Spikes Tactical because we've done something really exciting with these guys, and I'm very, very honored to be involved in it, and it's a great way for people to get prepared and to fund the info war. So we'll talk about that. But just briefly here, if you go to spikestactical.com and use promo code Alex, you get 5% off on everything. And Spikes Tactical is one of the top tactical companies out there, but still at affordable prices, very respected, huge following, and a lot of the folks that listen to the show are already Spikes Tactical supporters. So be sure and check that out. They're major sponsors of the show. That helps fund the information war at spikestactical.com. You can also get great t-shirts at pipehittersunion.com. And our latest shirt of the month was printed and made by Pipe Hitters Union. So find that at InfoWarsStore.com because funding this operation is not free. We'll be back. Stay with us. I'm so excited. The new product at InfoWarsLife.com in a glass bottle, 2-month servings filled to the brim, filled to the absolute top, the real red pill. This is a heart and brain pill, a nootropic that doesn't have any stimulants in it. But boy, does it stimulate because it's beyond that. Quite frankly, I just went off what I saw medical doctors prescribing to their patients, but it wasn't prescription, but they were charging people $100, $200 for the formulae. And I came up with our own formula working with some scientists and developers, non-GMO, made right here in America, 120 capsules. And ladies and gentlemen, you add the pregnenolone to it, which is the precursor to all the hormones that your body has to have to even make the hormones in your glands. It is amazing. Red pill, now available at InfoWarsStore.com, and your purchase funds the operation.
Climb to the top of the food chain with Alpha Power by Infowars Life. For those who want to increase testosterone and energy levels. Most men know that testosterone levels begin to decline starting around 30 at a rate of about 1 to 2% per year. This drop can show signs such as fatigue, low energy, low sex drive, and muscle loss. Alpha Power is packed with some of the most potent and clinically tested ingredients on the market. The secret is in the synergistic blend of ancient ingredients that have been concentrated into their most potent forms, including Uricoma longifolia, originally from Malaysia, maca root from Peru, horny goat weed from China, and tribulus from India. Reach your alpha male potential with Alpha Power. Get Alpha Power now at 50% off and secure your bottle today.
Melatonin's on average $19, $19.95 a bottle, and a lot of it's not even organic type. I talked to the big organic producer companies that we have make it, and I said, how much money is really in that? They said on average about maybe $1 of melatonin, and then the container costs 50 cents or so, or less. And I said, so I can put the same amount of melatonin in, just make it a bigger capsule that's powdered so you actually absorb it, and then add L-tryptophan, valerian root, lemon balm, chamomile, and then you get a sleep. Unlike other systems, I mean, Randall Wilhite, his name is on the Texas Family Code, the last 4 or 5 issues. I mean, he writes the Texas Law of the Family Code. He's one of the top family law lawyers in the country. The point is, he's a smart guy. Doesn't smoke marijuana, doesn't drink anything. He goes, man, I got to really thank you. I am sleeping 8 hours through the night. I only have to take 1 knockout. I've gone and showed, UT Science this and everything else. This is insane. I said, yeah, you look 10 years younger. He said, oh, yeah, it's just, I'm off all the sleep drugs. He says, this is totally free. He goes, do you know what it is in there? And I said, it's the synergy of it, of the chamomile, the lemon balm, the L-tryptophan, the valerian root, the melatonin, and several other ingredients, all just moderate dose. They're all the recommended dose, and they just fuse together. And whatever they do chemically in the brain that Mother Nature, God gave us from Mother Nature, is incredible. So that's available at InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139. But thank you for committing to get the great products, the books, the films, the T-shirts, you name it. Because it takes selling a lot of stuff to be able to fund this. We're not like raiding countries like George Soros and stealing billions and then, funding race war. It's just selling T-shirts, selling books, selling films, and, just hustling to be able to get high-quality products out. So you have a great response and reorder. It's called Reap What You Sow.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
All right, we're back live. Roger Stone's coming up about 15 minutes in the next hour in studio with me, but I'm here talking to my buddies from Spikes Tactical and Pipe Hitters Union, and also Quentin, the D.C. Mall cop. I'm a combat veteran of the D.C. Mall.
I moved up. It was Atlanta. Now I'm in D.C.
You're in D.C. now. It's even rougher. Hey, seriously, though, Vanessa Trump taken to hospital, NBC reports, as precaution after suspicious letter sent to her home, maybe anthrax, they think, or something. And so she's been sent to the hospital. The amount of threats that family gets, it's not about kissing Trump's ass, but he really has stood up to a lot of bullying, delivered on so many fronts. It's crazy. I want to get into Spikes Tactical, Pipe Hitters Union, all of this, but any other comments you guys want to make during the breaks?
In the past 8 years, how many times did we hear anything about a personal attack on Obama or his family? None.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Never heard one. You never heard anything about his kids being threatened or his family being
or conservatives beating liberals up.
Or chasing somebody down and beating them up.
What happened at the inauguration trying to get in?
Multiple things. I mean, how many times did we get in fist fights, literal fist fights, just trying to get in the building? I mean,
just getting in the mall, yeah.
Just to get in there. Like, it was insane. But we never saw any of that. So that's just proof that they'll stop at no means to disrupt our normal standard behavior by any cost,
That's all I'm saying. It's not like I'm saying they're badass and scary and they're like Godzilla coming out of the ocean. They're just out of control.
But they want to make us, the conservative gun owner, the threat.
Bible.
They want to say we are the bad guys, but we're not the ones out there creating havoc and hurting people in public and beating up old ladies with bike locks and chains and pipes.
So we took a call. This is the level of intellect that we're dealing with. We took a call the other day to at Spikes Tactical. We've gotten a lot of calls since our ad. And the guy,
any death threats?
Yeah, the guy in the same sentence, or not in the same phrase, said Bible thumping, gun-toting Nazis. 2 sentences later, you Jew-loving something.
Fascist.
Yeah,
That's right.
Like that's what I've noticed is the the anti-Jew folks are now anti-Nazi too. None of it even makes sense. It's like,
if we just throw enough spaghetti against the wall, something's going to stick.
Right.
So I'm just going to call you every name that I can think of. Everything.
That's like that gun shop in Washington where the guy walks in and goes, "Do you sell to?" And uses the K word.
Right.
And the guy goes, "Yeah, we sell to everybody." And then the guy just flips out. Well, let's talk about this. It's a way to support the broadcast. Plus, it's a way to get high quality products. Let's talk about Spikes Tactical and the fact you guys are sponsors, which is great for a major gun group. All the accessories you've got, and the courage you promote Americana when people target folks that tell the truth. But you guys already flew your flag with the full page ads you've been running, so that's what you're all about. Tell us about Spikes Tactical and why it's so important. 5% off. It's already discounted, folks. When you go there and use promo code Alex at spikestactical.com. Tell us about that, Kit.
Well, we in actually Spikes Tactical started September 10th, 2001, the day before the big event. Spike himself just sought to make the absolute best rifle out there that people could afford. And so that's what we've done. Everything has a full lifetime guarantee, a no BS lifetime guarantee. And that's why Pipe Hitters Union has actually started doing a collaboration with us as well.
Lincoln, why was it that you picked?
Well, a couple of years ago, we decided to, we wanted to put out a line of rifles. We wanted rifles that were high quality, that were combat rated, if you will, that we could put our name on and really stand behind. So we looked around at quite a few companies, and to be quite honest, it was an easy decision to make. Spikes Tactical is a small family-owned business. Not super small. They're not run out of a garage by any means, but they are not one of the giants in the industry. They stand behind their products. As Kit said, it's a no BS lifetime guarantee. If you have a problem with your gun, they will fix the problem. And that is huge in today's age. That is not happening with any other small
For the lifetime of the gun, whether you bought it from us originally or bought it off the internet or bought it, found it in a trash can, it's a Spikes rifle and we'll take care of it.
We decided to sit down with them. We built an entire line of guns. They're extremely high quality. We put the money where it really mattered. You're looking for the Pipe Hitters rifles anyway. You're looking at a high-end barrel, a high-end bolt, a high-end trigger, everything that's really important. Now we saved money by using forged uppers and lowers for our basic line, and threw on some cool stuff to make it to give it a good appearance. So you've got a very high-end rifle at a very affordable price. You can't go wrong. We are family. As you can see by, the ad that we ran with Spikes Tactical, we are family with them. And I can't imagine using any other rifle.
Well, I know the listeners are big fans already of Spike Tactical, and the fact you're supporting us, you're getting your Second Amendment, you're getting high-quality rifles and accessories, and you're funding the InfoWar, a total win.
That's a double W.
Right, so we're saying, for InfoWars listeners, go to spikestactical.com, pick out anything. Pick out a T-shirt, gun parts, full receivers, whatever it is that you're looking for, anything that's there, or even call the number that's associated. There's a 1-800 number on the website. You can call and order those things. Give them the promo code Alex, get a discount.
That is for any product. You want stickers or a full rifle for anything. Before I even worked for Spikes Tactical, the reason that I was drawn to the company is when I was first getting into ARs, somebody told me, okay, well, when you buy an AR, you're going to need to upgrade your bolt carrier group, upgrade your trigger, and make sure that you got a really nice barrel. Those are the most important things on your rifle to, once you get a bare bones rifle. Well, then I saw Spikes Tactical rifles, and I said, oh, well, that stuff already comes upgraded. That stuff's already the highest end stuff that you can get on our basic rifles.
And just so you know, there are a million rifle companies out there. And some of them are good. The large majority of them are not so good. And in the rifle business, you tend to get what you pay for. So you've really got to pay attention. You can go down to one of these big box stores and find a rifle for $600, and you're lucky if that thing's going to last you a year. So the quality that you get at Spikes Tactical is top notch. The service that you're going to get is top notch. You couldn't ask for anything more than what you're going to get at Spikes Tactical.
Plus, we're not funded by George Soros or the globalists. So that's what I'm looking for, is the very best companies that have a great quality product with all the accessories, T-shirts, you name it, from the full rifles down to all the accessories.
We're also 100% American made. Everything on the rifle.
I should have added that up front because I've got the whole deal here.
I was going to say it's 100% American made. They are strong supporters of the Second Amendment. They are strong supporters of the military. Spike gives back a lot.
Well, most big gun companies, even small ones, are intimidated because they, oh my God, Alex Jones, he's too radical. So the fact is, you guys are a top-tier gun company, great prices, and you support the Infowars. It's a win-win for our audience. So we have the partnership between Patriots, Infowars, and Spikes Tactical. It's a 100% American-made rifle company, builds high-quality rifles at the best price possible. Their rifles or AR configurations have an actual aerospace engineer behind the R&D. They also feature an OPS lifetime warranty to guarantee your best rifle you can buy. They're an industry innovation leader, bringing you the largest selection of AR configurations on the internet. Not only do you get the highest quality rifles from a team of true patriots, you can save 5% off their incredible products with promo code ALEX at checkout. Save big at spikestactical.com today. That's promo code ALEX at spikestactical.com.
And Spike does a lot of things for a lot of people, and he keeps it super quiet. He doesn't allow anyone to talk about the things that he does as far as charity and benefit and stuff like that. He gives a ton of money. I'm from Florida. I've known them for many years. I've been associated with them. They do a lot for the community, but one of his caveats is, don't tell anybody. I'm not doing this because I don't want anyone to know. I'm doing this because it's what needs to be done. There is a law enforcement unit that ran out of ammunition for training for a full year, and I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to anyway. Spike bought their full year of ammo so that their law enforcement unit could train, but he didn't want anybody to know.
But there's a paradox there. If people don't talk about what they're doing and obsess on not doing it, then nobody knows what's going on. So there's kind of that line of people have to talk about some stuff or nobody knows what's going on.
Right. So it's a fine line between...
To ride, trust me.
Right. It's a fine line between beating your chest and saying, hey, look at me, I do all this good stuff for everybody all the time, when really maybe you do, maybe you don't, and doing a lot of good stuff for people and not telling anyone. So that's why if Spike's mad, he can call me, but that's
that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in this chair.
PipeHittersUnion.com, SpikesTactical.com, Alex Jones. We're going to come back and do a few more minutes, and then Roger Stone's coming here to take over. I'm going to let Roger sit here and take over the whole transmission today. He's got a bunch of special guests joining him as well. All right, we got the third hour coming up in about 2 minutes. Infowars.com/show. It's an active rebellion to spread those links.
Trace in New Jersey wants to talk about vaccines. Go ahead, Trace.
First off, I wanted to start off with saying I've been waiting hours to talk to you, my man. You're one of my most favorite hosts. Second, I'd like to say Super Blue, Survival Shield, the Skillful Defense Pack, they're all amazing, and I just ordered them all again, along with the Organic Urban Garden Seed Kit at Infowars.com. But back to my point, in the early 1990s, ADHD was on the rise. My parents, they didn't believe that vaccines could ever hurt anybody, yet found out, yes, I do have ADHD. I've been taking Brain Force now for about almost 2 years. And with Brain Force, I'm able to focus perfectly. And my parents said that before the age of 7, I was not as hyperactive. And that's what got me, PQ'd, wondering, hey, maybe it was something in a vaccine that could have triggered this change in me that made me so hyperactive. What is it?
I do think we're seeing a lot of these behavior disabilities. Well, for one, we're cramming kids into a classroom for 8 hours a day and expecting them to sit and shut up and not talk, and put their hands on their lap. So I think that's part of the problem. And then I think the other part of the problem is we're also injecting them with vaccines. It's probably having an increased incidence of developmental disabilities. What's your take on that, Lori?
I want to, say to Trace, I think it's really great that he's asking questions and he's looking at things like brain force and he's thinking about, things that he can do to take control of his own health.
Leading a frontal assault on the lies of the New World Order, it's Alex Jones. Resistance to tyrants is obedience to God. It's Alex Jones.
I know Lincoln and I know Q, some of their military backgrounds. They don't get into those on air. I know you're like a world champion Muay Thai guy, flying for major countries. And I just thought, oh, well, you're a big contractor, as it says in your bio. You must have been in the military before. But you were saying, I don't know if you can get into it on air. That's a whole nother interesting subject. Oh, it is. I don't know if you can get into it on air about because the fact that you're like really rare, according to Lincoln.
Well, I'll tell you what, and Q will agree with me. It's very rare that you find someone that does, overseas hostile contracting work that has not served.
That's right.
So how'd you do that?
Once again, I'm so rare.
No, how'd you do that?
You know what? You've got to be. You got to obviously have the right mindset and seek the training. Everybody
got to be a world champion Muay Thai.
That helps.
Bare knuckles fighter.
It helps, yeah. But everybody wants the tools. They want the cool gadgets. They want put more stuff on my gun. But nobody thinks about the software. It's all hardware. So being a professional athlete, being a world champion, I'm a big believer in coaching. I know that I couldn't have done what I've done without having the best coaches in the world. And so I sought out the best coaches in the world to teach me warfare.
And it has afforded him some opportunities that are not available to the average Joe.
Absolutely.
In closing, pipehittersunion.com, prints our t-shirts, infowarsstore.com. Support everything we're doing. You buy those, we're getting them at Pipe Hitters Union. I don't care either way. And Kit, again, Spikes Tactical. I want people to know these are great rifles, great accessories, and they're supporting what we're doing when they get them there.
Absolutely.
Promo code Alex.
Promo code Alex. From the smallest spring in your rifle to complete, compressors, which is like the Ferrari of rifles. We've got everything and everything you can use the promo code Alex on.
See, I'm dumb. I know what a suppressor is. What's a compressor?
A compressor is the most beautiful rifle I've ever held in my hands. It's an 8.1 inch barrel with a suppressor. It's the top of everything, and it's pretty much the greatest operator's rifle on the planet.
It is the gun every operator wishes that had downrange.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got one.
I'm not the gun expert, but Q's like, hey, you this Texas STI handgun's really good. And I was like at 40 feet shooting, better shoot at 20, like boom, 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 in the holes. Like, damn, this is different. So I guess you said a rifle's like that.
Oh, yeah?
It definitely is. And you have a Pipe Hitters Union model, Spikes Tactical. We've had it for 6 or 8 months. It's the gun that when we go and shoot, it's your favorite one. It's the AR pistol. So we're not just a fan.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I love that.
It's one we may carry in a car, we may not.
I gotta admit, I got so many guns, I can't get it. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. But we're not just pitching something else. This is actually something we use. We have multiples of them. I have one. You have one. We shoot them all the time.
And Spikes has got a whole range of guns. Like Kit just said, they've got, from basic little parts all the way up to the Ferrari and everything in between. So if you just want a good, solid, quality rifle to protect your home with, well, they've got that.
Well, just till I got to have it, I want, what's the
compressor?
The compressor.
You want for you, because, you want the